news. Former President Donald Trump has just been found guilty on all 37 counts. That's right, all 37 counts. I have a live feed going on behind me. And 37 counts, man. What are you guys' thoughts on that? This is breaking news. Never in my lifetime or never in American history have we ever had a former president, a presidential candidate, actually convicted of a crime. But in this case, 37 counts. The jury came back. They got the jury instructions, and I want to go ahead and tell you what Trump said last night because he kind of knew he was going to be guilty. There is some intelligence coming back that he was speaking on other things before, saying that there's going to be rioting in the streets and all of that. But the instructions that the jury got from the judge, it made it a funny scenario. It made it a funny scenario, and that's a live feed in the corner right here. That's Trump's motorcade actually leaving right now. But it seems like a sad day. I got a feed. This is the crowd. No one seems to be happy. It seems like a sad day that their fearless president, Teflon Don, has been convicted of 37 counts. This is his motorcade actually leaving the courtroom right now, or the court. But man, what's y'all thoughts, man? Throw them in the comments because this is crazy. Now, with the 37 counts that he was found guilty of, will there be any jail time? Don't think so. Okay. Now, is this what they would call an attack on your political opponents? Because he did do a presser afterwards, and he said this is a Soros-backed DA. He was name calling and name dropping, and apparently he's been found guilty on all 37 counts. Like I said, I don't have any skin in the game, but for a former president to be found guilty on all 37 counts, and this is breaking news. I was in the office doing some work and just wanted to just jump on. And that's his motorcade leaving right here in the corner. I got the split screen on. And this is crazy. So what's going to happen? What's next? So his sentencing will be July 11th, which means he will be sentenced, during his presidential campaign. Will it stop him from running for president? No, I don't think so. Will he be doing any jail time? And a lot of the scholars and a lot of the blogs that I listen to, based on his flight risks, based on his criminal history, more than likely he will get probation. But this is, epic. We're going through history together. President Donald Trump, his motorcade right here in the corner on the split screen. He's leaving the court, and it seems like all the people around are in a somber mood. Usually, you'll be celebrating and jubilant if your guys, was going down, but these Trump supporters seem like they are actually sad. So this is a sad day for MAGA. This is a sad day for American history, but it's pretty much epic because we got to understand as a people what's really going on. So how we're going to spend this, or how he's going to spend this, because like I said, I'm a theocrat, not a Republican or a Democrat. So I'm pretty much reporting the news, trying my best to be non-biased. But President Donald Trump convicted on all charges, and I believe it was actually 37 to be exact. And this is crazy. And from my personal perspective, like I said, I really don't have a personal perspective because they can actually do this to anybody. The judge could charge you because in my day, growing up in the 90s in LA, they would round us up, and a lot of the brothers out there that wasn't articulate, that couldn't speak up, would take a year and a day, just because, even when I had my little misdemeanors, they were trying to get me to take a year and a day. So, but this is epic, man. This is crazy, man. What's y'all thoughts, man? What are y'all thoughts? I'm feeling good today. God is amazing. And this is the part about being a theocrat, because when you're not a Republican or a Democrat, you can actually be happy, and depending if he was innocent or guilty, doesn't have nothing to do with our feelings. But I know it's a whole lot of Democrats A whole lot of people out there who do not like President Trump. I got a couple calls, and they were jubilant, saying things, as if this as if it was personal. And I had to let them know, we had a black grandmother shot and killed in Compton, and are you going to call the parents of the person who murdered them and say, yeah, your son going to jail for murder? Because like I said, I just want y'all to keep that same energy. Keep that same energy, because right now, the saying goes, he who laughs best. So right now you're going to see a rush, okay, to the blogs, a rush on the liberal media. President Joe Biden more than likely will have a press conference. He's going to get out there and say, this is, America. We have a convicted felon running for president. This can't be. And then it's going to be a political ploy, because, like I said, if I was a political strategist for the Democratic Party, I would basically, shun my opponent and say, how dare you? You guys are willing to put a criminal defendant or a convicted criminal in office. And I'm sure his, popularity is going to grow to a whole nother level, because the layman folk, or the American people that he represents, a lot of people don't realize that, we're living in some dark days and some dark times. Because it seems like we're actually still in the wilderness. And when I say still in the wilderness, biblically, when the Israelites escaped Egypt, they were cursed, and they lived in the wilderness for 40 years. So it seems like, though, we have gotten very comfortable in the wilderness. We're basically living in the wilderness, don't even realize it. But God's people shall not perish due to the lack of knowledge. This is one of the signs and wonders why we got to embrace theocracy and get out of this wilderness as a people and get to that promised land. And when I say that promised land, it's a promised land for all who want to get out of this wickedness. And it's all nations, neither Jew nor Gentile, slave nor slave master, meaning we got an opportunity to do what we need to do. So with that being said, man, President Donald Trump has been convicted on all 37 counts. Man, I mean, it's going to be hard to sleep tonight. I mean, I could only imagine, the pressure, that he was going through. I can only imagine what his team was going through. And then you had Robert De Niro come out there yesterday and do a presser and, talk about the president. And then now today, during the deliberations yesterday, when he was actually making the press conference, and to be guilty on all 37 charges. I would love to see the jury instructions from the judge, because usually they, you take the counts and you go back, and then next thing you know, you only agree on 3 or 4 or 5, but for some strange reason, they literally agreed on all 37 charges and found him guilty. So what's next? Apparently, there's no victim in this crime. Okay, there's no victim in this crime. Stormy Daniels got paid. She took the deal. She even went on, on a publicity run on late night television back in the day when they was asking her, why did she sleep with Donald Trump? And she basically, came clean. But somehow, some way, they brought her back in there, and she basically spoke on having paid sex with the former president. And in my mind, why wasn't she charged with prostitution? In my mind. Okay, and then their star witness was Michael Cohen, who spent jail time already. So they basically, the prosecution entrusted a convicted felon who actually spent jail time to basically be their star witness to get the president, pretty much put the death nail in the president's case, and to basically get him put in jail. So when you talk about credibility and things like that, this is what scares me, as an American citizen. Because usually, your character, all of that took play. Usually they look into your background, see if you're credible or not. But somehow, some way, in one of the largest cases in American history, a convicted felon was the lead. I'm going to say this again. A convicted felon was the lead witness and a prostitute or a porn star, Stormy Daniels, was the second lead witness in this